For us to be able to propel these vehicles to go 60 to 70 miles an hour through 2 feet of water at that speed, the rush of the power and the feel, you want to keep winning it.
Just the adrenaline rush when you take off, water's blowing by you, and there's no other feeling like it.
Once you get in that buggy the first time, your nerves are just up to here, you know, but the first time you do it, you're hooked.
There's something about the smell of swamp water and racing fuel. I don't know what it is, but it just gets to me. You're hooked.
And right now I'm the world champion. I've won the last competition, so everyone will be aiming for me this time. There's only one track in the world. It's here in Naples, Florida. And that's the only place that we have to test them at, and it's not open except for the Saturday before the race. Once you get to the track, usually your adrenaline's going, so you're pretty pumped to race. So I walk over and he comes up to my buggy. Congratulations, son. You're a f***ing cheater. You should be disqualified. You ran him clear off the track.
I've never raced in my life. I didn't know what a wrench was till 5 years ago. I'm a drywaller. I drive Barefoot Florida Sunshine, Barefoot Florida Living. I also have Mudbone, it's called.
One buggy's not so bad to get done, but when you got 3 of them to deal with, it's a lot of work.
You got to have a good shop and all the tools.
And we got a saying on the gears so you can remember how they go. Big tits on top, little ass on the bottom.
That stuff's expensive. Before you know it, you can have $25,000 in your engine alone. This is what we have, our swamp track. It's 1 mile of mud. That's how long the track is. That's why they call it the mile of mud. You take off, you go through the center of the oval, turn to the right around that south curve, straight through the home stretch, right on around this curve here, and that back stretch, all that back stretch down there is not as deep. So they really get to moving. And then they go around the south curve again and come on back for the home stretch. I just love it. The first time you do it, you're hooked.
The one with the hood up, number 58, right there, is Eddie Chesser, one of my favorite drivers. Back there with the pink flames is Bonnie Walsh. Over there is Patriot. And the Armstrong brothers are camping out back there. Frog Spit, Evil Wicked, and General Lee.
My name is Kelly MacDonald, and the buggy's name is Lil Bit Mo. Can you guys stop making noise for a minute? No. Quit. I worked on a golf course when I was about 25 and weighed about 110. They used to call me Lil Bit. I'm 50, and now I'm Lil Bit Mo.
As soon as the water kicks up, you got no idea where your wheels are at. That's my butterfly zone. The rest of the track, I'm gonna have it to the floor and not let off. That's all there is to it. People are always telling me, you know, don't try so hard. Ease off, back up, or whatever. And I can't do that. If I'm working, if I'm driving, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. I give it everything I have. Give it all you got, then give it a little bit more. So, I made it.
She was bugging out, right?
It's addictive. You know, I'm seriously considering smoking crack because it's less addictive and cheaper. I'm trying to run an air conditioning company. We've got service calls backing up right now, and I should be doing, and my employees should be doing, but here we are racing swamp buggies. I'm only 24, and look at all the gray hair I've got. Went to my first swamp buggy race in 1978 and fell in love with it, and as soon as I was able, I started racing. The first swamp buggies were made to get out into the swamp and hunt for food out of necessity. Naturally, 2 guys get together and, hey, my swamp buggy's faster than yours. No, it's not. And 1949, they started racing them officially. We basically do our best to keep the sport going and grow the sport. One of the rules, if you're caught cheating, there are consequences. We just recently sent out a letter to one of the competitors. He continuously tried to get an illegal carburetor in.
Rules are rules and all that stuff, but my goodness, they need to be more specific when they make them, because this has been going on for years with me. Last time we had a big deal. I'm on probation now at the famous redneck swamp buggy races for the rest of the year because they said I verbally abused the officials.
What we have is a tech situation right here. This particular carburetor was on one of the buggies. The number on the carburetor does not match what our head tech looks in the book. So what we're doing right now is we're compensating the carburetor. They're going to have an option to put another carburetor on the buggy.
We were bringing a 4-cylinder buggy in, and they wanted a certain size carburetor. At the meeting, I said, when y'all, you open up a can of worms, I'll bring the big carburetor. It's going to work for me here. Well, she got upset about that. No, you can't do that. Why? What do you want me to do? So anyways, we argued and argued and argued. And they didn't let me do it. So for this race and the next race, I'll be on probation. I have to be careful what I say to the officials. So I don't speak with them anymore. I have a representative speak to them for me.
You can't talk about swamp buggy racing without talking about the Chessers. They are the dominant force in the sport.
Before we get started again, I gotta go to the bathroom, take a leak.
Leonard Chessers, we call him the Godfather, is the winningest driver ever. He's won the whole thing 25 times. Lonnie Chesser is also known as probably one of the best buggy builders there is. He's built more winning buggies than anyone else.
Yeah, I'm Eddie Chesser. I drive the Pro Modified 4-wheel drive called the Rapture. My father and uncle have been racing since the 60s. I grew up around it. I've been involved with it my whole life. We're talking like $50,000, $60,000 motors. You know, when you're in the whole chassis and everything, it could run you up to 25, 30 grand. So the whole thing, you're looking at 80, 90 grand. This isn't something that you just build and run out in the woods and play around on.
My dad started building them for people. He'd build one, race it, he'd win with it, and then he'd sell it. Then he'd have to build one to outrun that one he just sold. Then he'd do the same thing again. And it's getting so hard now, he can't outrun our stuff anymore. He gave all the secrets out.
I mean, everybody has a really good equal run out here. Just some of the guys are a little more gutsy and won't back out.
If you're on the inside and you turn, that left front tire puts out a wake like a tsunami. If you're behind it and you're in it, you're done. Some rule changes happened last race at the last minute because they thought I was winning too much. Yeah, I kind of got a rivalry against all of them, I guess.
There's a lot of good ones now. It ain't like it used to be. The Chessers, I used to call it Chester Memorial Speedway because they won every race.
This is definitely a unique event, something that you can't catch anywhere else.
When the Pro Mods is running side by side, it will make the hair on your arm stand straight up and give you a goosebumps about an inch high.
Barefoot Bobby inside, long gone, weak and fast. Oh, look at Bobby. Hope Bobby's okay down there in the far turn.
I need a sponsor for the bottom. That was one wild-ass ride there.
Winner of the big feature, Bonnie Walsh, Federal Attraction. Congratulations, Bonnie.
Next time you come down a little bit early and we'll show you some redneck fun.
Because this only happens in Naples, Florida, right? Right?
52 seconds, it's over.
I'm Dan Greenling Jr. and I'm bugging out.
I'm Roy Ortega and I'm bugging out.
I'm Nikki Johnson and I'm bugging out.
And I hope to be seen on national TV.